Sorry I'm late. I got a wrestling tournament going on.
We'll start there, DC. I mean, this is kind of an accidental media day. You know, that you're here, but talk to us about what you're in town doing.
Yeah, my high school wrestling team, Gilroy High School, and then my Daniel Cormier wrestling team out of AKA, and the Gilroy Hawks. They're all here wrestling in the Freak Show tournament. So we had it on the schedule, and with the PI being in town, it's a 1 hour flight. Can do my sparring here, so kind of still worked.
So I mean, when you got this fight booked, was there any consideration? I mean, I'm getting ready for a UFC title fight. Maybe I got to put the kids on the back burner.
This is what I've always done. I've never stopped coaching. I mean, when I hurt myself before the Jones fight, I had my leg was messed up, and we had our state tournament, so I still went, and that's kind of how it got out because I was limping, and ultimately I was too hurt to fight. But yeah, I don't usually put the kids on the back burner too much.
All right. Well, let's start with the hand. That's the question I think everybody wants to know. Give us the update, the status of the hand.
No, I feel great, man. I got an X-ray. My hand's not broken. As I said, felt like my finger was jammed. If you've had a jammed finger before, you know that sometimes it just takes you being man enough to push it down and crack it. And that's kind of where I am right now. I've been punching, I've been sparring for the last 2 weeks, and I feel great. I'm excited, ready to go.
Is it affecting strength or like grip strength or anything like that at this point?
You know, I thought it might, but no. I was able to grip and wrestle. The other day I wrestled with Deron Wynn, who's on the U.S. national team right now. And we went 5 6-minute rounds in a row, 1 minute break in between. And for me to be able to do that, let me know that I'm okay.
Very nice. I want to ask you about your status in taking this fight. I mean, Derrick kind of spelled it out. I think a lot of us felt the same way. You know you've got that big money Brock Lesnar fight out there on the horizon. Of course, the UFC needs you in this fight. But for you to take this fight, is it almost like saying, I know I can win this fight. I know I can beat this guy, because you wouldn't want to lose that big Brock payday.
Well, I think I can beat everybody. Every time I fight, I try to go and win the fight. But, you know, you guys know I do this on the other side of the camera too. So when I look at the matchup and everything, I think if I do the correct things, I can put myself on par with him in terms of cardio and conditioning. And honestly, when you watch me compete, that's generally what puts me over the top on a lot of guys. I mean, I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the tallest. I'm not the most physically gifted guy. But when I'm in there, I work hard. And usually I work so hard that guys can't keep up. And when I watch Derrick fight, I know he's got a ton of heart, but that only takes you so far. You need so much more, and I feel like I have that much more. You
took the time to respond on social media yesterday saying, you know, I am taking you seriously. Yeah. Don't worry about that. So did you watch his interview? Did you see the headlines? What do you think?
I just got some tweets saying that he thought he can get me because I'm not taking him serious, but that's one mistake we don't make at the American Kickboxing Academy. Everybody is worthy. And where's the idea that this guy doesn't deserve a title shot? This guy's ranked number 2 in the world. He just beat the number 1 and 2 ranked guys in his last 2 fights and within, what, 3 months? I mean, he's won 9 out of his last 10 fights. This guy deserves to be in this position. But sometimes success leads to an obstacle that may be a little bit too big to conquer. And I think this is the one that he's going to struggle with.
Well, last thing for me, I want to ask you about your interaction. You know, since this fight got announced, everybody's been going back to that press conference footage of you putting him on blast, saying he was getting you in the back. What happened that day? Tell us your idea fully. What happened in backstage that day? And do you think he was, you know, trying to intimidate you a little bit or plant the seed for this fight?
I think he was just being Derrick Lewis. I don't think Derrick Lewis really pays much attention to anything in regards to intimidation or any of that stuff. He's kind of who he is. You know, we started talking. I've always kind of, as you guys all like him because of the way he is, we do too as fighters. You know, so I've always kind of had that place inside of me that goes, well, you know, this dude's not bad. You know, he's an okay guy. But let me put things into perspective for you. I like Derrick Lewis. I think I love Dan Henderson. And you saw what I did to him. So when Derrick Lewis gets locked in that octagon, there is no friendship, there is no peace. I'm going to go and try to destroy him. You know, he's a good fighter, but he's a self-proclaimed brawler. And that generally doesn't get it done against a level of fighter that I am.
How did this fight come together, DC? Because you were kind of ready to wait almost for Brock, and that's obviously going to be a huge money fight for you. But this opportunity came along, and what kind of sealed the deal for you?
You know, when they called me and asked me to do the fight, I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for like historics, right? So when they go, man, you're gonna, you know, they can go, Daniel, we're gonna give you X amount of dollars, and I'll be like, wow, that's pretty good. But they go, Daniel, we're gonna give you X amount of dollars to fight so and so at Madison Square Garden. Do you remember when Muhammad Ali fought at Madison Square Garden? And I'm like, oh shit, he did, huh? Like Mike Tyson fought there too. I'm like, oh yeah, he did. I'm like, man, this place has hosted some of the greatest fights in history. Could you imagine your face on the side of the Garden? And I'm like, I could. It's like stuff like that. You know, it's like, that shit means something to me. And it's like they trick me like that sometimes. Like, I'm like, yeah, I want to fight at the Garden. You know, it's like, you know, this is a chance for you to fight at the Garden. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to fight at the Garden. It's a lot of money too, obviously. And again, you know, breaking down the style matchup, I think it's a fight that I could get ready for in a short period of time. But I get to main event the Garden. Like seriously, like I've main evented fights in Vegas, Los Angeles County, the Garden, Houston, Texas. I mean, it's been everywhere now, so those things mean something.
Is it risky though? I mean, think about it. In one night, we know what's happening to the light heavyweight title, right? Like it or not, that's what's happening. In one night, you could lose the heavyweight title, you could lose that big money fight with Brock, and the light heavyweight title we know is disappearing as well.
Not really, honestly, because if I lose to Derrick, then who's to say I don't go, hey, I'm going to go defend my light heavyweight title. Now you can't take it. So I think maybe that adds a whole nother part to the equation. You can't take both of my belts if I lost that one. Right? So do I really have all that much to lose if I have a second one? Look at it like that.
So technically you're still the light heavyweight champion.
I am the light heavyweight champion
until
those guys fight. So if the light heavyweight champion loses his heavyweight title, well, wait, I'm willing to defend my belt. Now we have some conversations to have.
Is there any anxiety about maybe having one of them lost or taken away?
There's anxiety every time I fight, but that doesn't matter. I mean, you got to remember, you know, to think, oh man, it could all be gone in no time. Last July, I had 0. I lost. And then they said, here, you can have it back. You know, so, I mean, really, I had none. I had no titles. So it's not like I have from 2009 to 2013, I had no UFC titles. And for about a month in 2017, I had no UFC titles. So, I mean, you know, not having a UFC title isn't new to me. It's just now I have them in abundance. I've got 2. Like 6, actually.
I'm curious, you know, we're talking about you being a sucker for big moments. Obviously, the Lesnar fight has been dangled in front of your face and a lot of people's faces, but is there any worry on your case? We've seen this before, fights, promises not made. Like, what if this was a situation where John Jones goes out, he wins his fight against Alex, and then they, for whatever reason, give him Lesnar, and they have like an elimination? Is there any worry on your part that fight doesn't happen?
No. Generally, I don't get, I gotta be honest with you. Over the course of my career, I haven't been done like that. I've never had anything promised to me that hasn't been delivered. The UFC's been good to me, and I don't worry about that. Like, I know I'm going to fight Lesnar, and there's nobody or anything that could change that. So they've never done me like that. So there's no reason to believe that it will start now. That's my fault. That's Bobby Roode's
glorious.
That's Bobby
I was waiting for the glorious to kick in.
The volume off. Yeah,
it's like the drop. I was waiting for the drop.
I know. Ridiculous.
It's a tease.
DC, were you home watching his win against Volkov? And
I was in the battles in the arena.
You were there?
Yeah,
okay.
Habib's fight. So, yeah, I was there.
That's right. Of course, you were.
Habib, yeah, I was there, and it was cool. You know, I mean, to watch Derrick, all right, do what he's done, because his story is well documented, right? The guy had a tough start to his adult life, right? To become what he's become, a millionaire, a successful black man, is something to truly appreciate. So when I watch him overcome what happened in the Volkov fight, it's not surprising. He has seen the very worst, right? This is a guy that society probably wrote off. Like, you're in prison. You have nothing to give back. But he overcame that. So to watch a man get beat for 14 minutes and win that fight in that fashion, some people may be surprised. Derrick Lewis, no. This guy's a warrior. He's a fighter. And he fought in life. That makes it easy to fight in the octagon. So it was very impressive, but not unexpected, because I respect what he's had to accomplish to get to where he is today. But again, I won't let him off the hook. There won't be. There's no Hail Marys when you're fighting someone like me. You got to do. He's gonna have to set up that strike more than he's ever had to set up that strike in his career. I'm not gonna just hang my chin out there from the hip.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel, Boxeo Mundial, la meca del boxeo y MMA.